The most important words that a person speaks are most usually their last. So let's observe Jesus' last words, which can be found in Matthew 28, 19, and 20, which says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you. And lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. Amen." Okay, so if then Jesus' last command to us is to evangelize, then why aren't we? I've looked at many statistics preparing for this, and they all lead to one thing, and that's Christians today, we aren't doing our job like we should be. So I figure if we continue down this road, there's going to be consequences not only for the lost, who we are supposed to evangelize to, but for us also if you need to be doing the evangelizing. But the situation can be turned around. Today, tonight, I want to present to you the following. I want to present to you the growing need for evangelism in the world today. I want to show you how we can satisfy that need. I want to show you what can be expected in the future if we do take action or if we take inaction. There's a growing need for evangelism in the world. Did you know that 95% of all Christians have not won a soul to Christ? Did you know that 80% of all Christians do not consistently witness for Christ? And did you know that less than 2% of any church is not involved in the ministry of evangelism? That hits hard for me because I know I'm guilty of it. Now let's look at the other side. I will quote a passage out of a book called Evangelism Is, How to Share Jesus with Passion and Confidence. And it says, every minute around the world, 102 people die. Every hour, 6,098 people die. Every day, 146,357 people die. And if we were to line up the people who are without Christ in the world today and give each non-Christian 2 feet of space, this line would be approximately 1,734,848 miles long. This line would reach around the Earth's equator 70 times. So with so many Christians not evangelizing and so many lost people in the world, out of the 146,357 people that die every day, how many of them do you think that's in that line that reaches around the equator 70 times? And with so many Christians, not participating in evangelism and so many lost people dying every day, there's a clear need for evangelism in the world. And I want to read another passage out of a book called World Religions in a Nutshell. And it says, imagine a doctor who holds the cure for cancer in his hand, having to be told to give the cure to his patients. Imagine if he complained, I don't know what to say, or what if they reject it, or what if it's not my calling? What if it's not my gifting to give this to them? What would that tell you about his character? Yet, such is the average contemporary Christian. And I think we've just lost our character. We've lost that drive and that motivation to evangelize to our lost brothers and sisters here in the world. The solution to this problem is very simple. We just need to evangelize. Just to share Christ with all non-Christians that we come in contact daily. Just one person a day, just evangelize to them. And I want to read another passage from a article online called 10 Reasons We Don't Evangelize. And it says, with all our education, our fine buildings, our image of the church, we are doing less to win people to Christ than our unschooled forefathers did. We're no longer fishers of men, but keepers of the aquarium, and we spend most of our time swiping fish from each other's bowl. And I find that true. So, what I think we need to do is we need to stop being so content with having the same congregation every Sunday, and stop being so content with just, being comfortable in our church, and go out there and bring in new fish. And the ones that we bring in, not from some other bowl, but from the sea, so that they can come in, they can be fed, and we can put them on our feet as Christians. The results of action and the consequences of inaction. If we take action and we evangelize, not only will we as Christians be fulfilling the commandment of Christ to go out and to teach all nations and make disciples, but also I want to give you another statistic from the article 10 Reasons We Don't Evangelize. 96% of the leadership in the church believes that their church would have grown faster if they were more involved in evangelism. So, obviously, if we start evangelizing, the church is going to grow, which is what we want. But the consequences of inaction, I want to take a verse out of Ezekiel 33. And in Ezekiel 33, God's reminding Ezekiel that he is a watchman. And in verse 8, he says, "When I say unto the wicked, O wicked man, thou shalt surely die, if thou dost not speak to warn the wicked from his way, that wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand." If we don't, we're watchmen. There's people out there who are living wicked lives, and we know what they're headed to, and if we don't speak up and warn them about them, then I believe God will hold us accountable for their deaths. And the impact on the lost is, they're people that could have possibly been saved would have necessarily lost to hell because we didn't do our job. So, with that said, let us prevent the loss of souls to hell by witnessing for Christ in our daily lives. Just one person every day. Today, I've showed you the growing need for evangelism in the world today. I've showed you how we can satisfy the need, and I've showed you what the consequences of inaction and the results of action are. As we leave here today, I pray that we keep in our hearts and minds the last words of Christ before he ascended. Possibly the most significant, his entire life was significant. Possibly one of the most significant statements that he made. We keep that in our hearts, and we always remember our responsibility to our lost brothers and sisters who are in the world. And I pray that we will evangelize. Thank you.